Camera's on right this second.
Peter 9 Unicom, Cessna 18728, radio check.
Loud and clear.
Thanks. Okay, the camera is on, so we are with Kaley and getting ready to go up on a discovery flight over Tampa. This will be her first time flying the plane. So it should be a good flight.
I hope
Fingers
so.
crossed.
It'll be a great flight.
Want to do the takeoff? Yeah, I mean, I'll show you how. Help you with it. I won't just like go, do it and take off.
I hope.
Be out here.
Seriously.
Be out here cashing in my insurance policy.
Most definitely.
So we turn into the wind like this to do our run up, all right? And when we do the run up, what we do is we check the control surfaces and make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do. Check the rudders. All good. Then we throttle the plane up to 1800 RPM. And we check the magnetos, left and right, and both. And the suction is good, fuel pressure is good, oil temperature is good, everything's good. The magnetos is each cylinder has a spark plug, right?
Okay.
Well, on an airplane engine, each cylinder has 2 spark plugs and 2 separate ignition sources, so that if one fails, you still have spark coming from another one. So it's a redundancy.
Do we have cow flaps on this one?
Oh. Okay, so we've got plenty of gas. Here we have 20 gallons on the right tank and the left. I'm going to turn this camera around and video of the takeoff.
Alrighty.
Okay, so there's no control tower here, so what we do is we just call out to traffic that's area on a common traffic advisory frequency. This is the GPS over here. A further range. Peter and I traffic, Cessna 18728, departing runway 4, leaving the pattern to the southeast, Peter. All right, doors are shut, locked, seatbelts, shoulder harnesses good. Everybody ready?
Yep, we're ready. Yep. Doors shut and locked.
All right, so this is going to be real simple. All we do is we accelerate to 50 knots, we raise the nose wheel a little bit, and then we climb out at about 75 knots. We're going to go up, straight, and out that way. Sticks are off. Here we go. There's 40 knots, 45, 50, rotate, we're flying. This is the trim wheel. If you look at that little thing there, see how when I push forward, it'll lower the nose. It decreases the back pressure on the plane. We're at 220 feet.
Peter 9 traffic 1033 Alpha is departing runway 36 southeast, bound Peter 9.
So we got another plane taking off.
728, you guys staying south of the antenna farm in that area?
Yeah, we're going to go south along the coast.
Okay, we'll go east of the coast. Shouldn't be a factor for you.
Right about now, I'm changing my idea of skydiving. What, skydiving? I always wanted to, and I'm thinking skydiving, maybe not.
So we're at 860 feet.
Normally they jump at what, about 10,000 feet?
Yeah, jump at all kinds of different altitudes. And there's 1,000 feet, so we're going to level off at 1,000 feet underneath the Tampa International Airspace. Ease back on the power a little bit.
Now when they jump a lot higher, so you have a lot more time. Pull your chute, because you would pull your chute right about now at the very lowest. Oh yeah. I think 1,000 feet, I think, is like the lowest you want to go to pull your chute. I told my dad, I was like, I'd go, but someone would have to push me out of the plane. Fine, once I got out of it. I've never gone, but I know people that used to do it all the time.
So right now, we're at 1,060 feet. It'll level out here, and we're going along the ground at 112 miles per hour, or 112 knots, 113. That's about 120 miles an hour. This plane shows traffic and everything else like that, weather, all kinds of stuff, but we're flying what's called VFR, visual flight rules, so we need to watch for our own airplanes, other airplanes.
Birds. Okay, you want to turn the camera back around? Alrighty. I'll be taking some pictures here in a few minutes.
Alright, you ready to fly? Put your hands on here with me. Okay. It's on autopilot.
Traffic 33 Alpha, crosswind off of runway 36 will be a crosswind.
So I'm gonna turn it using the autopilot so you can see what it feels like. Now just rest your feet on the bottom part of the rudder pedals, because the top part is the brakes, which doesn't really matter in the air. So I'm gonna turn the plane like this with the autopilot, and you're gonna feel what it's like for the turn to coordinate. Maybe. There. Now it's just a little movement. You feel some little bumps right here along the coast, and all it is because the cold wind coming off the water is hitting the land, and it pushes up like that. So okay, nothing to worry about. Figure as long as you're not panicking, I won't panic. You start panicking. All I worry about are birds. So I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot now.
Autopilot.
Yeah. And now you can see when we turn what it feels like. You just got to make sure we stay below 1,200 feet. So all you do is look straight ahead. Oh, goodness. And find a point out in the distance. And don't climb, and find a point out in the distance to look at straight and fly directly to it. So like, try to fly directly to the point of that little alcove. There's MacDill Air Force Base out your other window. Well, you told me to look straight. Yeah. Don't mess with me. This blue ring right here, we want to stay out of that so that we don't get shot down. Always good to know. Yeah, thank you. I probably needed to know that ahead of time. Like to not die today. Although that would be an interesting story. I mean, get shot down over a base. My first time trying to fly. Probably send up a couple of fighter jets first to check us out. What are you guys doing? Look at that. She's flying the plane completely by herself. I'm not helping her at all. She's holding her altitude and everything. Wow. Awesome. I'm essentially just trying not to do much of anything. Yeah, exactly.
Inverness traffic, Skyline 962 is 8 miles south, 1,500, be crossing over Inverness at 1,500, south to north, Inverness.
That was somebody up at Inverness. This radio frequency will pick up a bunch of different airports, like all the way down to Venice. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, you're doing perfect. This is the hardest part about flying is talking on the radio. The rest of it you can train a monkey to do. Look at me. Obviously you were successful at something if you could afford one of these. I teach Sharma how to fly, and she's had 3 brain surgeries, so she barely remembers my name most days. So if I mess up, I'm going to feel really bad. Yeah, if you mess up, somebody with a brain injury can fly this plane. Well, you taught me before I ever had a brain injury. Yeah. So I remember, I have my long-term memory before anything happened. I have. So the flying of the plane part still remains for the most part. That's good. I mean, there's some certain little things. Whatever. Hi, dear friends. Hello. This is kind of nerve-wracking. Doing perfect. Everybody a view of what we're looking at out here. Not a beautiful floor today. Oh, there's some sharks down there.
That
doesn't make you nervous?
Yeah, I can see. Oh.
Oh, way out there in the distance in front of us, I don't know if you see it already, is the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
Yes.
All right? We're going to fly to that. We're going to fly over that.
You're helping me with that part, right?
Yeah, all you got to do is do what you're doing right now.
And you can see, as I say, to the right, you can see the stadium.
Yeah, if you see, like, way over there is that dome is where the Rays play, the baseball team.
Oh, nice.
That's St. Petersburg.
I have a friend who lives over there.
Where are you from?
Knoxville, Tennessee. I grew up in Orlando, though, Winter Park.
Oh, yeah? Oh, so I grew up in Orlando. We lived in Orlando for a long time. I grew up there.
I lived there till I was 8 or 9, and then we moved to Knoxville. So I was like in California until I was about that age, and then we moved down.
So you've descended a little bit. So you're at 940 feet now, which is okay. But so
how do I get back up?
To correct it, you just kind of a little tiny bit. See, you watch here. This is the altitude.
Okay.
Altimeter, and then right there at 1,000 feet, and now you just pull it out. And what you use the trim wheel for is, okay, watch. I got the plane. Go ahead. Watch now. See how the plane right now is kind of flying basically perfectly trimmed by itself, right? All I have to do is maintain heading. If I go like this and put the nose up or nose down.
Loud and clear.